What's going on, golf addicts? It's the Tour Junkies from a couch. Woo! For the Players Championship 2023 DB. Pat, we're normally virtually together. Today, we are physically together.
Right here. We can touch each other.
We're together. I'm drinking
touch.
tequila. We're going to get on one early.
That's right.
Brewski.
Mm-hmm.
Podcast juice in the house. It's one of our favorite weeks of the year, the Players Championship from TPC Sawgrass. I'm in Savannah. We're on the way to Ponte Vedra, mañana, to do some media stuff, have some fun.
Yeah.
We got a jam-packed show tonight.
We got notes.
We got big stuff. Big stuff. We're about to announce some of Pat's punishment because if you remember correctly, we spun the wheel last week and it landed on he's got to do the Twitter love confession every day for a week starting tonight.
Yep. Why didn't you bring the betting wheel here?
Because it's too much. It's too annoying. I
know, but I think I deserve some time with the betting wheel.
Because it gets different mojo in your house. You always lose. So if you bring it in here, then
that's what I'm trying to change.
No, I didn't do it. You could try to confiscate it from my house or a Masters week. But you're not taking it right now. Listen, thanks for being in the chat. We appreciate it. I hope everything sounds good, looks okay. We did our best. No technical difficulties tonight, which is weird.
So far.
Off to a really weird start. But I'm about to announce the loser or Pat's punishment, who he's going to be sending the weekly Twitter thing to.
I didn't know you were going to do this so early.
Yeah, I want to get in there early. But before I do that, we do the listener league. If you're looking for the listener league, the winner every year gets an all-expense paid trip to come to Augusta or Savannah, spend a weekend with me and Pat, play some golf, have some food, have some drinks. And we did that experience this past weekend with our friend Bert Kitchen. Shout out, Bert. Just won the listener league last year. He just left us yesterday. But we had a wonderful time with Bert. Played a couple rounds of golf. Had a good time. There's us and Bert in there.
Oh, look at us.
At the landings in Savannah. That's where Bert wanted to come hang out. We had a great time. He got to see Pat, do his thing on Saturday night.
Yeah, did a thing.
That was fun. Had a great time. So appreciate Bert. And listen, that's I'm telling you, if you guys hit up Bert in the Nut Hut and you're like, Bert, was it worth it? He'd be like, hell yeah. And
I'm sure he would.
You need to get in the listener league.
Yeah.
Get in the Nut Hut, get involved. Speaking of Nut Hut, had a great week. We had Nut Hut props going pretty well. I had another good week in Prize Picks. The heater continues.
Not for me.
Well, it was a mild heater, but it was still a heater. It was still up. Our boy Marcus, he had the lady plays. His lady plays did really well in the Nut Hut. Hit a 20-1 winner with 2 units, won 40 units with that.
Way to go, Marcus. We are so proud of you.
So proud, Marcus, of you and your lady plays. He gave some great DraftKings plays in there too. All exclusive content you can get in our Discord. The link is in the description of the video or the podcast. Get in there because this is a huge week for it. We're going to save you a bunch of time, save you a bunch of research. All that stuff. We put all the goodies in there, and there's a great community in there trying to win money, betting and playing fantasy golf. And this week we're going to Ponte Vedra, so we're going to be credentialed media for like the 3rd or 4th year in a row at Sawgrass. We're going to be walking the golf course tomorrow and Wednesday with some of our caddy friends, our player friends, some coaches. We're going to be on the ground figuring out what it is you need to know, how the golf course is going to play, and we'll pass all of that information along to one exclusive spot, the Nut Hut. The Discord. So get in there, $19.99 a month, $199 for the year. It's the best money you've ever spent. If you're spending $20 a week on any sort of golf gambling, you're way over the amount that at that point you should go ahead and be getting the Discord access, full premium version. It's worth every penny. Roughly around 500 crazy nuts in there doing that every month, around 1,000 or so lingering in there just doing nothing, but it's a good time. Yeah, it's a good time. All right. Are you ready to know your punishment, Pat, before we get into the 9K, 10K range on DraftKings, before we give our thoughts on the chalk, before we give our thoughts on cash plays, GPP plays fades?
I guess. Why are you waiting so long? Why did you put the cooler, by the way, and the alcohol way over there? That's not what I do when I'm in here. I put it like right next to me.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Hold on. I didn't know.
Yeah, that goes closer to us. Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, I'll leave this over here.
Okay.
I didn't know I didn't know the game plan. I'm in a new place, new territory. All right, so for losing the was it the 6K line? No, the all hatred lineup.
All hatred lineup. Because of freaking Wallace.
Yeah,
Matt Wallace.
For losing the all hatred lineup contest a couple of weeks ago, spinning the betting wheel, your punishment for the next week, you have to compose a tweet, tag the person in the tweet every day, once a day, has to be sweet, kind, thoughtful, and sincere, and tag them today through Sunday. That's your punishment.
Wait, today or tomorrow?
Starting today, tonight. You're gonna have to
Tonight?
compose one tonight. Yeah, you could even do it live on the show.
Well, then you'll get upset with me because you'll tell me I'm not paying attention.
Well, it depends on how long it takes.
Okay.
The person who you will be sending this to is Mr. Matt Wallace. Exactly.
Oh my
the
goodness.
guy who caused you
jeez.
to lose the competition. We know you love Matty Dub.
Okay, I can't wait to do one.
We know you love Matty Dub.
Yeah.
50,000 followers on Twitter. You're gonna tag him. We normally don't tag golfers and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
We have our own relationships with guys. We don't have a relationship with Matt.
Don't worry. I will be, very respectful.
Yeah.
I won't tag him about losing money or anything like that.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of early on in Tour Junkies lore back in 2015, maybe early 2016. You on a podcast went off on a player and just made fun of him. You said the National should, quote, rescind his invitation to play the Masters.
Yeah, I think I said something about throwing up in my mouth.
You said something about throwing up in your mouth. It got back to that player, and that player reached out, and we had him on the show. Masters Week 2016, he ended up being one of our good friends. If he's watching, if he's listening, love you, man. Stephen Bowditch. So,
yeah.
I mean, what if out of this blossoms love for, you and Matt Wallace have I'm sure after a couple days, he's going to be like, I'm not doing it. But
I hope that we see Matt Wallace while we're down in Ponte Vedra, because if I lock eyes with with Matt Wallace and, something special happens, then I can tweet about that. And things might blossom into a relationship with him.
That could be really special.
Yeah.
So, as you see Pat writing these tweets, please share them. The more it gets out, the more the better it all is for all of us. Okay, you ready to talk DraftKings?
Yes.
All right, we're going to talk DraftKings, DFS, every price range.
Are you going to let me know what's going on in the chat there? Or
nope,
I can't know
going
anything
on in the chat. Nope.
Okay.
Presented to you by our friends at Front Nine Coffee. We appreciate Front Nine Coffee sponsoring the podcast the way they do every single week here on the Tour Junkies show. If you go to front9coffee.com, that's the number 9coffee.com. Use promo code TJ10. You get 10% off your entire order every time you order. Last I checked, I'm still in the lead. I do think Pat's starting to close the gap in terms of our own special, unique coffee blends that we have there.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying some of Pat's spaceship coffee that's whole bean that he gets grinded in the morning.
I've made you some nice cups of coffee while you've been here.
It's been delicious. So if you want something that's freshly roasted, delivered to your door, and it's roasted after you order it so you know it's fresh, delivered to your door, and it's from people who love golf, okay? They love coffee. They're a local small business in Augusta, Georgia that supports the Tour Junkies and Tour Junkies listeners, then help us and help our friends out at Front Nine Coffee. Go to front9coffee.com. Promo code TJ10, link in the description of the video and the podcast. All right, Pat, let's get it.
Okay.
It's the Players Week. Okay, so like the last couple of weeks, it's like every event of the Florida Swing is the hashtag is carnage. You're gonna have carnage. You're gonna have some popular players crap the bed. You're gonna have some unpopular players that came out of nowhere that do well. There is an element of carnage here at the Players Championship. We see it every single year. It's one of those, again, Florida swing weeks where it just feels like let the chalk take shape. Come Wednesday evening, we'll be doing our live chat, by the way. Chalk Bomb Ben, very smart, very good DFS player, part of the Tour Junkies family, very sharp. He's going to have a lot of data for you. But he also is going to have his helicopter fan in the.
I hate when that happens with coasters, when it sticks to the bottom.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
He's also going to have his helicopter fan in the microphone, but that'll happen in the Discord Wednesday night. Be sure and you catch that because me and Pat will be at TPC. We will make sure all the information we get all week gets funneled to Ben and to you guys in the Discord. But it's let the ownership thing take place. Good news is weather looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Ownership is so key this week, more than any other week, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe not. But the fact that we have such good ownership projections in the Nut Hut is going to be fantastic because
we do.
I'm going to be fading some chalk this week.
Our ownership projections have gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
We're aggregating ownership from across probably 4 to 6 sites a week, and then showing you the average ownership and the deviation between the high-low marks there in terms of ownership. That's in the Nut Hut if you're a paid member under the research channel. So be sure and you check that out. That'll be talked up on Wednesday. But yeah, I mean, this is one of those weeks where you got to prepare for some carnage.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I saw this from, shout out to the DFS Daily. They said this. So we've had these last 3 elevated events, the Waste Management, the Genesis, and the API. And they took winning lineups from 3 GPPs each week, like a $3 or $20 and like a mid-range and like a $3,000 one.
Mm-hmm.
And they looked at how those lineups were composed. 7 of those 9 winning GPP lineups across those 3 weeks had at least one 6K player in it that obviously had some upside and played well.
Mm-hmm.
And all 9 winning lineups for the last 3 elevated events had a player at 10K or over. So, as we've seen, we've had these stacked 10K ranges because Rahm and Scheffler and Rory are just playing unbelievable right now. And we get this question, I feel like every week. It's like, can I fade Rahm, Rory, Scheffler? And the answer has been for the last few weeks, probably not.
Probably not. It actually fits in well with what I was planning to do. So
what's that? Why don't you tell us?
Play a hell of a lot of Jon Rahm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going Rahm. Let's talk about the top, and I'd love for you guys to put that in the YouTube comments. Click the like button, please. If you're watching, click the like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you don't mind, and drop this comment. Who are you? You got to pick one. Rahm, Rory, Scheffler. That's the question we keep having to ask ourselves, and it's made for some compelling golf because these guys are all 3 playing at such a high level. So you're committed to Rahm. I mean, 11-8. This is also like not the softest pricing we've ever seen for the Players Championship, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
So you're paying up for Rahm when you could get Scheffler at $1,200 less.
You know what? I am still going to pay up for Rahm. And now here's the thing about Rahm this week. You could either think that maybe his ownership's going to be lower because of what happened last week at the API. And then on the other hand, like everybody may be thinking that, and then all of a sudden everybody's on.
Everybody's going to be saying that
on Rahm. So look, I'm just going to go with Rahm. I'm going to overweight him and just play the heck out of him. Now, look, he, other than like off the tee, which is where the problem was last week for Jon Rahm, everything else was just where it is usually for him. I think that's just a 1 week occurrence. I don't think it's a normal thing. We're not going to see it week in and week out. I think you go back to Jon Rahm. I think, don't be scared of the price. There are some guys, there's plenty of 6K plays that you can find.
There are.
Lower 7K guys.
You
can play Jon Rahm.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of nuts though, right? Like that you get Scheffler so much cheaper. I wonder, let's look at early, because there's been some content that's come out already because it's a big week. We're just lagging behind. But let's look at Fantasy National. Let's look at calculated ownership for now in this range. Out of the top 3, this is Monday night, right? So it's very early.
Yeah.
So far, Fantasy National projects Scheffler at 15%, Rory at 15%, and Rahm at 12.5%. I mean, they're all pretty close.
Yeah.
If it's that close, okay, so if it's that close come Wednesday night, do you still pay the extra $1,200 for Rahm, and you're only getting really 2 to 3% of an ownership break?
I mean, you're
Scheffler?
only saying that because of Scheffler.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just such a discount.
That's not the discount to Rory. So, I mean, I think I'm okay with paying 11.8 for Rahm. I really am.
I'm okay with it. I'm just it's going to be interesting to see. Talking about the fade, I can't decide in this range. So we do this from time to time when it's a stacked range and it's not super clear and it's a high carnage event.
Yeah,
the fade is whoever to me is the chalkiest of the top 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just whoever that is. I'm willing to fade any of them, and I'm willing to pay for any of them.
Well, so who do you think is going to be the chalkiest? Maybe Scheffler, coming off of the week he came off of.
Or is it going to be Rory because of the history here? I mean, Scheffler's got he's very limited history here, but will it be Rory because of the Players Championship history. I mean, they both had a chance to win the API. I mean, they could have both won it. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm willing to play all three, any three. You should play whichever one you want to play, but just know that I think if it's that close, I'd rather just take the savings and play Scheffler and roll.
I do think there's a chance for Rory. Now that I look, I think Rory's probably going to be the highest owned.
I mean, Rahm's consistent here too, though.
Yeah.
He is good. It's going to be interesting to see how it shakes out. I do know one thing: Xander Schauffele is going to get passed up. Go ahead and prepare yourself for that decision on Wednesday, because everybody's going to pick one or two of those top three, and then they're dipping to like Homa, Cantlay, JT. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Xander's going to get left.
And maybe he should. I mean, he's never been very good here.
But
he had a second.
Does it really matter?
I know you're right. It doesn't. It seems like if you look at all the 9K guys and above, like none of them have very consistent course history at all.
Yeah.
They just don't. Other than like Rahm and JT. That's it. Everybody else has a lot of missed cuts in there. They got bad finishes. They got some good finishes. It's just one of those weeks where you really can't rely a ton on course history. And I think you're going to look more at recent form and that kind of stuff, just because of the fact that it's so inconsistent here. And that's just what you get on this golf course. I mean, it's a difficult golf course. There's guys that just don't have it. And if you don't have it on a Pete Dye course like this, he's gonna whip your ass.
Yeah, you do kind of have to have it. You can't come in here trying to find it, trying to figure it out. And I would also say this about course history. Since they moved it to March in 2019, I think that's really what we should look at. We should look at 2019, 2021, and really those 2 years. I mean, even last year, because of the crazy weather we had, it was such a major advantage to one wave over another. I mean, it really kind of discounts all of 2022 totally. I mean, this is going to play nothing like 2022. This is going to play like 2021 and 2019.
Yeah.
We were there in 2020, the day the world shut down after the chain smokers, and then Hideki had like a 6 under round one, and then everything stopped.
Yeah.
But 2019 and 2021 is it. Look at Joanne in the chat. She's bold. Gonna fade the 10K and up, she says.
All right.
So she's bucking the trend that I just read off here. But you got to take some bold stances. That's for sure.
Yeah.
AK says Rory should totally break 20%. Mitch, fly like a G6, says he loves Rombo this week. He's right there with you. All right, let's. Okay. I mean, I want to sit on Xander here for a second. Like, is Xander really that bad? I mean, he's not that bad of an option, right? I mean, the irons are still dialed. Let's see what he did. What did he do at API? I mean, he finished 39th. Okay, so for the event, really the ball striking wasn't really there. Let's see. Approach, he gained with ball striking. Round 1, round 2, he gained ball striking. Round 3, he lost 3 shots off the tee, and that killed him. And then round 4, he lost almost 4 shots on approach. That's really bad. So, I mean, he had 2 bad rounds at API. Now, unfortunately, they were the last 2 rounds. But so are we going to – I mean, look at him before API, though. Like, are we going to totally discount a probably single-digit owned Xander Schauffele with his kind of firepower because of 2 bad ball striking rounds at the API?
Do you think, though, he's single digits?
I bet he could get – I think he could be single digits. But, I mean, look at the ball striking before that from the Genesis, Waste Management, Farmers, Amex. Like, I think that's going to be a tough decision that we're all going to have to make. Is am I going to ignore the Xander Schauffele 10%, 9%, 8% leverage?
It'll be hard to ignore. Yeah. On the other hand, I think this week you have to take some of your normal tendencies when you're putting your lineups together, like I tend to do. Like I'll go to course history a lot, even on a week like this when it's telling you all the data in front of you saying don't go off of course history really that much. I'll still start to look at it. And I think that this week, though, you got to kind of change your thinking a little bit. You definitely want to look at ownership, okay? But I do think you need to stick a little more towards the stats this week, DB. Well, I think you need to be more beholden to that than if you're a course history guy like myself. You gotta really take it a lot of different things. And then I think you gotta have you got to have a lot of balls.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like you have DB's Big Balls betting card.
Yeah.
We just got to have a lot of big balls when we're putting in our players and our lineups and feel uncomfortable with them, especially for GPPs. It's going to you're going to have carnage. You're going to have guys that are like the Tilt Your Ass Off channel
is back, by the way. It's been resurrected.
Back in the Discord. And it's going to go nuts this week. Everybody, it's going to be so lit. Everybody's going to be so pissed off at their players.
Yes.
But
and probably maybe us.
Yeah. But
by the way, that is a public service announcement for those of you in the Discord. Now in the premium golf chat thread on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, no more pissing and moaning in there. Move it all to the Tilt Your Ass Off channel that is in the Nut Hut now. It's been added back by popular demand. It's there. So you can now do that. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. There's a guy in here that I know is going to be chalk. I feel very confident is going to be chalk. He is my cat. He would be my cash play, and it would be Justin Thomas at $9,400. It feels like great value for JT. Starting to come around, play a little bit better after earlier in 2023. We talked about maybe he was kind of in a little bit of a slump. Doing better now.
Well, he's going for back-to-back championships here,
according to the PGA Tour.
Because they just totally wiped out what happened last year.
So. 2022, who won? No, we talked about that on our radio show. That Cam Smith has mentioned coming to the Players Championship to watch,
which would be great.
And we talked about what kind of outfit he should wear to come in. We talked about a couple different options. He could do the.
My goodness.
That just snuck up on me.
Jeez.
Oh, he could do the...
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. He could do the like Groucho Marx thing with the mustache and the nose and the glasses and just walk in with his mullet. Or he could really lean into the dark side of Liv and wear like the Darth Vader outfit with the hood and like cut a slit in the back for the mullet to come out of. Yeah. He could wear his exact outfit from when he won the Players last year
that's
on
what
Sunday.
I think he should do. That's my vote.
That's what you would do?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what you think Cam should do if he shows up at the Players. And we talked about this because we talked to Joe Idoni about the fact that would the Tour let him in? And I'm like, the Tour wouldn't have a choice. The absolute PR disaster that would be on the PGA Tour if he literally went down to the Publix in Ponte Vedra, got him a ticket, and walked up and come in and watch it as a patron or as we're not in Augusta, but as a fan. If they turned him away, that would be a nightmare for the PGA Tour and Jay Monahan. They can't do that.
No.
I really hope he actually shows up. Surely he will.
I don't think he will.
He lives in Ponte Vedra.
It would be fantastic. All right, so look, I get JT as a cash play.
Okay.
I actually think there's some. I really love to play JT as a betting outright, but we can get into that in the betting show.
Yeah, and we will.
But I feel like, and I know you're paying up a little bit more, I still feel like Max Homa is a good cash play.
Love Max Homa.
So I like him as a GPP play as well, but I do think he's going to be high owned. Here's the thing, where you're looking at like right next to Xander, a guy that's been just on absolute fire. So he's definitely going to be higher end than like a guy like Xander.
That's where Xander. That's what I'm saying. Like Xander's sandwiched between.
Cantlay's there.
Yeah, he's sandwiched between those guys, and that's what's going to happen.
But I do like Max Homa a lot in cash. As a matter of fact, we did a cash lineup on the Better Sports Network show, and we just started with JT and Max, and it still
stayed pretty balanced.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. So, and Homa led the field in strokes gained approach, T14 at the API, but still led the field in strokes gained approach at Arnold Palmer.
Yeah,
like he just didn't have a great putting week. I think he was a little subpar around the greens. No big deal. So like he didn't have his best stuff. Still led the field in approach. That's going to be the most crucial thing at a Pete Dye course for sure. So I'm in on Homa. I do think he's going to be popular in terms of GPPs as well. What any other names here we need to talk through? I mean, you're going to have probably low ownership on Sung Jae and maybe Tony Finau just with his bad record here. But other than that, I mean, I think people are going to play Cantlay.
Yeah,
people are going to be interested in Colin Morikawa. He missed the cut on the number at the API. No, I mean that's not a big deal. I think you could roll. Talk about hitting fairways, hitting greens, not having to be super long at a Pete Dye course. That's perfect.
I feel like
Morikawa.
I mentioned this on the First Look show. I feel like I'm still going to be on a break.
You're still going to be on a break.
Morikawa on a break just for now.
Does he know?
No, I'm not going to tell him. I gotta save all my tweets for Matt Wallace.
Yeah. So. Sung Jae's playing his 5th event in a row?
5th event in a row.
How do we feel about that? I mean, he knew this was happening. I mean, it's not like he probably ain't tired.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, part of I just feel like he's hard to fade here because this is a good course for him.
Yeah.
I don't think he does get tired. He plays so much anyway. I wish he would have maybe like skipped something in there like the Honda, but he's not going to skip the Honda because he's won there.
Yeah.
So what's he going to do? He's got to play them all.
He skipped Puerto Rico.
Well, yeah, because he was at the API.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, hey, he could try.
Does that count as a skip?
Yeah. We'll give it. We'll count it for him. Okay. Anybody else in this 9K, 10K range to talk through? I mean, obviously some studs up here. We'll talk more about them.
I think the one that stands out to me that's really interesting. I mean, we're talking every name in here, but to me, Finau is like he's the click that I just don't know what I could do with Finau. He's got a terrible record here. He's been very consistent lately, top 25s in his last 3 events. But there's just not a lot that excites me in as far as when you look at like the way he's played here in the past. It's never been that great. But like I said, course history, who cares?
He also finished 3rd at the Arnold Palmer in strokes gained approach. Like the ball striking was still there. I think Finau is going to be a really interesting name that could also get squeezed a little bit in terms of ownership.
I agree. Right there next to JT.
And I'll play him. I mean, clearly he's obviously not had a tremendous track record here at Sawgrass. But I mean, if we're looking, I mean, he's finished 7th.
He was 12% last week too. I think he'll be less than that for sure this week. So you get like an 8, 9, 10% fee now.
Yep. At 9,200.
Yeah.
Like I don't care about the miscut last year because wave, weather, weird. So the miscut in 2021, obviously we don't love. But in the 2 years we're counting that really kind of matter, a 22nd and a miscut. Like that's it. So why it's not that bad. And so then if you have him at 9, 10%, considering how well he's been playing at 9,200, he is for sure some leverage that I'm willing to go ahead and take on. Like I would feel really, really good about that.
By the way, I want to say this.
Okay.
We have literally talked every single name in the 9K and above category. Okay. Now, some people will say, Pat and DB, they name everybody. They name everybody in the 9K range and blah, 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 blah. But you know what? What we're doing is we're providing good information on every single one of those names because this is what happens in a field like this.
Yeah.
You got to have the knowledge on everybody in here. Make a few of your own decisions. There's a few that we've said we like more than others, and then you just go from there.
Yeah.
But we're just giving you some good information from these top guys because these are the guys that are most talked about.
And it's Monday. And so if it's DFS, you're watching the DFS show. DFS is all about ownership. So like we're processing through some of these big names. We're not going to process through the whole freaking field. We'd be here forever. But we're processing through some of these big names out loud to talk through where we think the ownership could fall, where we're willing to kind of be on the lookout for it and fade it or eat it or whatever. And in a field like this, when you have that, every player in the range is good. It's little bitty things with each one that puts you over the top because you can't play them all. So, if you want to piss and moan about it, sorry. Let's just watch another show.
All right.
But I will say this. I'm excited about this, Pat. We do a lot of prize picks. We do a lot of like props stuff, especially in the Discord. And in the Discord, that's really where we get into like really finalizing picks and finalizing what we want to do. Because by the time Wednesday night chat rolls around, we've gotten all this information, right? And now we know what things are going to look like. We're not just guessing on a Monday. But we've been doing these props with prize picks and making official bets and stuff like that in the Discord, slaying it. Doing great with that. And the Nut Hut community is doing great with that. We got contributors in the Nut Hut killing it. But one of the things that I think would be nice is, Pat, what if I was like, hey, did David and Pat really bet on those things? Did they really bet on the prize picks things? And what about this guy over here that I follow that gives me this prize picks thing or this bet or this parlay? Does she really bet it? Are they any good? Are they even any good? Well, we think that you should have some transparency. And there's a way to get that transparency. And that same way can help you track your bets and your props and your fantasy plays and all that good stuff. And we are thrilled to announce a brand new partnership with Pickett. The Pickett Tracker app is incredible, and it is free to download. In fact, they're going to pay you dollars, literally pay you dollars in PayPal or Venmo.
Yeah. You took my dollars today.
Yes, I did. I got $3 off of Pat. When you download this free app that is free everywhere, iOS, Android, whatever, link is in the description of the podcast and the YouTube video. You use referral code TJ when you sign up. You have to use the referral code TJ when you sign up. Then, when you link one of your sports books or gaming apps, Prize Picks, Underdog, whatever, when you link one of those, you will get $3 or you will get $100. That's right. Somebody wins $100 on Pickett every day. Could be you, or even if it's not you, they're at least going to give you $3. $3.
Well, it's every day.
That's a beer. That's a beer.
Every day.
Every day, because they're adding new users all the time.
Okay.
But you can track your bets. You can track our bets. For example, let's just take a look at this, Pat, because this is just beautiful. This is DB. If you want to go look me up, Tour Junkies DB on the Pickett app, you can see my January, my February, how good of a start to the year I've had in Prize Picks is right here. You can see my total history.
It's way better than mine.
ROI, all that. Then you can even go, man, well, what's he doing so well on? Well, you can click on My Prize Picks, and you'll see my Prize Picks record, ROI. You can even see what I'm best at, what type of bets, what type of plays I'm doing the best at. It's an incredibly powerful app, and it got you covered for every sport, every sports book imaginable. Check them out. The promo code or referral code is TJ. You got to put that in to get the cash, and it's the Pickett app. Search Pickett, Pickit, or click on the description here in the show. It is a very cool. Yeah, don't link Monkey Knife Fight. Yeah, because Monkey Knife Fight's dead. It just died. They're gone. Don't link Monkey Knife Fight. You can link any sports book, any prop site, any of that, and it keeps track of it. It's incredible. It even shows you what the handle is, what the bet percentage is for certain bets or certain contests or golf tournaments or NBA action, NFL, baseball, whatever. It is the most impressive betting tracker app I've ever seen. So check them out, Pickett. Support us, and let's continue to go down into the 8K range, Patrick.
Okay.
8K range is obviously chock full of some goodness in here. Same sort of questions we ask ourselves is where's the chalk going to be? Mm-hmm. Where's some leverage opportunities, cash opportunities? And I think it'd be pretty easy to say Jason Day at 8,000 is a cash play.
I would definitely agree there, and I think he'll have some chalk.
Yeah, he will be.
As a matter of fact, I think most of the chalk lies down at the bottom of this range. I think you got Jason Day. I think you got Terrell Hatton.
Okay,
it's going to be chalky. I think Shane Lowry could.
I was wondering if you were going to say that.
Yeah, I think Shane Lowry could have some chalk to him.
Golly, I was wondering if you would bring that up. I thought he was going to be sneaky
because of
too.
I think you're going to see more plays like we just said, Max Homa, and a JT, like taking 2 9K guys, or if you play Rom like I am, you're going to have to kind of go straight down to the lower 8K range. And I think there's a lot of reasons too. You can skip some of these guys in the higher end of this 8K range as well. For instance, a Jordan Spieth, who does absolutely suck here consistently. I don't know when he's ever played well here, and I know he's coming off of a good week last week, but there were still some of the same old things he's doing. It's just like...
But he said he loves his course.
Yeah, but...
Okay, but hold on. Let me play devil's advocate here. Can I play devil's advocate?
Yes.
We got to put blinders on outside of 2019 and 2021. Just put the blinders on. It doesn't matter. Before 2019, it's May, it's hot, it's Bermuda, it's
I know, but
no
even
overseas.
Before that, he didn't play well.
I know.
After it. Like, never.
But I know. That's what I'm saying. Before when it was in May, he didn't play well. Who cares? Totally different golf course.
Are you saying we have zero sample size of a good...
No, I'm saying we have 2 years, 2019, 2021. Everything else, toss it out the window.
Okay.
So now you're looking at Jordan Spieth in 2 opportunities at a highly, high variance golf course to begin with. In 2 opportunities, all he's done is a miscut and a T48. Is that a huge deal? No.
I mean,
it's
maybe not. No. I guess not.
I would say the same thing. Look at Shane Lowry. Okay, in those 2 years, Shane Lowry miscut T8. How is that much different than Tony Finau in those 2 years miscut T22?
I don't know.
It's like probably
I don't know. I don't know
shots.
if we can only take those couple years and like just throw out everything else.
You cannot tell me that 2022 has any predictive value to this year. There's no way.
No, I'm not saying 2022, but I still think in general.
So we throw that one out.
But I still think in general, like I know they changed it from May to March, all of that. I get it. But it's still not like that big of a difference. It's not that big.
Maybe when we get on site, we'll find one of our friends that's played here a lot. And
the
we'll
one
ask
thing
them.
I will say about Spieth that I think I am going to like is the fact that I still think people just don't feel comfortable ever playing him. And so his ownership is almost always relatively low. We talked about this with Listener League winner Bert.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a Jordan Spieth at 5% ownership or somewhere in that range,
Bert's literally in the chat talking about it. Did you read this?
No, we were.
He literally
I
said
remember
that.
this conversation.
Yeah, but he literally typed it as you said it.
Yeah, but I can't.
There's Bert.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, so this is just serendipity.
Way to go! You guys really bonded in the golf cart, I guess.
I guess so. I can't read it from here. You told me I couldn't look at the chat.
I know. No, I was wondering.
So he was at 6% at the API. If you're going to get 5 or 6% on Jordan Spieth,
you have to play him.
I might. Yeah, I'm talking myself into it. I'm talking myself into it. But anyway, but I do think that's why one thing I do think a lot of the chalk is going to fall at the bottom of this 8K range. Jason Day, Shane Lowry, Terrell Hatton. That's where the chalk is going to be. I don't think it's going to go to Jordan. I don't think it's going to be on Victor either or Willie Z. So I feel like that's, if we're just talking about the chalk, and that's where it is going to be. But Jason Day to me is the cash play for sure.
Who's your fade? Jordan?
No, I don't think it can be because I just taught myself into playing him if he's pretty low owned. I think it's going to be Willie Z.
Really?
Yep.
Mine's Cam Young.
See, part of me wants to really play Cam Young. I was on him last week. I love Cam Young.
Okay, man. I do too, but he makes large numbers, and he does suck putting, and his driver is not going to necessarily be like, this is not full unleash the Kraken driver territory.
No, it's
at
not.
A Pete Dye design. Now, Willie Z is intriguing to me more so than Cam Young, but Cam Young is my fade. I think Spieth at low ownership is 100% in play. The other guy in this range that there's a big question mark to me is, what if we get not 5% Jordan Spieth, but what if we get 5% Hideki? What are we going to?
I think this is, Hideki is one that I'm, I think did you ask me this question on the show earlier today? The shows are running together.
I don't think so.
But we were talking about like, what are some narratives that we're interested in finding out while we're down in Ponte Vedra? One of them for me, actually two in this range.
Oh,
Fitzpatrick and Hideki. I would like to know like how they're feeling this week. Mm-hmm. If they're feeling pretty good, and we're going to see some lower ownership, I think Hideki and Fitzy could be very good plays. Those are two that I'm really looking forward to seeing either tomorrow or Wednesday, and I'll report back. But I think they're.
I don't know how we're going to find out, especially on Hideki. I don't know how we're going to find out that he's.
Well, we have our ways.
I mean, Hideki in 7 attempts at the Players has missed 2 cuts, has an 8th, 22nd, 7th, 17th, 23rd.
And technically he won in 2020.
And then in 2020, shot 6 under day 1. Yeah. He misses the cut at the Arnold Palmer. He lost 2.8 strokes off the tee. So despite being terrible off the tee, he still gained strokes with his approach play, lost a wild amount of strokes around the green. Like, that's very bad for Hideki to lose 2.2 strokes around the green. He missed the cut by 3 shots. Not ideal, not optimal. I am intrigued. I think a 5% Hideki, 6-7% Hideki is interesting.
Yeah.
And then other than
There's a
that, like
lot
in the
there
8K
here.
range, I don't really have a whole lot of other. I mean, I'll be very interested to see what Spieth comes in at. Interested in Lowry. I do think for sure Jason Day is going to be chalk, and that just might be a play him in cash or bet him top 20 or outright or top whatever. I think by now you probably already missed the best outright value on Jason Day, but I'm going to be interested to see where Lowry comes in, Hideki, Spieth, maybe Willie Z. And this is obviously a stacked range as well. Yeah. But biggest question marks, Hideki and Fitzpatrick from a health standpoint, and then Tom Kim. I mean, I do think Tom Kim fits the mold here, but no real Pete Dye experience that we have to speak of. I guess. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with Tom Kim.
Tom Kim on 17 feels electric, though. Yeah. If Tom Kim does something really good on 17, it's going to be fantastic. I'd like to see it, but we'll see.
Yeah. It feels like he's kind of cooled a little bit. Does it to you? It feels like
it's just, but the thing is, he really has not played that poorly.
No, he hasn't played bad. He's just not like,
he's not in the mix. He's kind of like,
yeah,
floating around. He's in the back of the pack, but still making cuts. But he's not in contention like he was, which is going to happen.
Yeah.
Golf.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, okay. Cool. That's 8K. The 7K range is huge. There's a lot of people in 7K.
Are you missing any announcements that you're supposed to be talking about?
I don't think so. Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Don't forget, you can win the Masters stuff. You can win the Masters merch. We will literally go shopping for you. 3 ways to win. They're up on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening, 3 ways to win. What's going to happen is if you win one of these, we are going to reach out to you, get your address, get your sizes, get your wish list, and we're going to take your wish list and go to the Augusta shop during Masters Week, and we're going to purchase our best, whatever we can get from your list for $500 and then ship it to your door if you win. Now, the $500 shipping, the $500 merch, you have to give a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and write a review. And in the written review, write your Instagram, Twitter handle, your email address, whatever, something we can get in touch with you. And if you're a Spotify listener, just rate it 5 stars. Then we're going to give someone $300 in merch, and all you have to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, and bing bong, you're in the contest for $300.
Yeah.
Okay. And then finally, we're going to give another person $200 in merch, and all you have to do is subscribe to our weekly email list. We send out 2 emails a week: the heavy petting email on Tuesdays, the chalk bomb email on Wednesdays. They go out to the same list. So subscribe in the description below, YouTube or podcast. It's in the description. If you're already subscribed, if you've already written reviews, you're already entered to win. But we're going to spend $1,000 on merch during that week and send it to 3 different people. So get involved so you can get you some of that.
You know what I just noticed about that graphic?
What?
I think that my face is pasted on a female caddy. And not that matters, but the hips look really high. the way the hand is on the hips, those are high hips for a male.
You're caddying for your significant other in the par 3 right there.
Then it's just my face on there, but I'm pretty sure that's a woman caddy.
I don't know. The hands look kind of masculine, if you ask me. They look a little bit like sausages.
I don't know.
That's hilarious.
Okay. Anyway,
it's funny that you noticed that. Yeah, get in on that. Are there other announcements I'm missing?
Listener event.
Oh yeah, listener event. We'll come back to that. Okay. All right, hold on. Can we start? I have to pee. I have to refill my drink.
Okay.
I need you to step in here. I got to refresh here. 7K range. There's obviously a lot to talk about. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there a bathroom up here?
No. No, that's an attic.
Maybe Pat, you should talk about the listener.
Anyway, all right, we'll get into the 7K range here. I think there's a lot of interesting names that we can go with. Hey, hope y'all are doing well. All right, here we go. I'm going to start with a guy at the top that I am just a little bit enthralled with this week, and that's Tommy Ladd. Yeah, Tommy Fleetwood. Tommy Fleetwood is calling me. He's calling me this week, and I want to play him. Now, look, there's a few things about Fleetwood that I like. First off, he's been playing pretty well recently. His strokes gained approach has been good. Okay. If Tommy Fleetwood last week at the API would have just putted halfway decent, he would have had a much better finish. We would have been happy. I was shocked, by the way, that his ownership was so high, almost 19%. But if he lost 5 strokes putting at the API last week, strokes gained around the greens, gained there, gained on approach like he always does, gained off the tee, gained strokes, gained tee to green. So he has been doing extremely well, and he's actually putted well. He putted well at the Genesis, and then boom, lost 5 strokes putting. So Tommy Fleetwood is he's calling me this week, and I think I'm going to play him.
Tommy's calling you?
Yeah, Tommy is calling me. Going to play some Fleetwood this week. You can take the cooler. Yeah, you switch around to the other side. All right. Who else I like in here? I'll give you a couple more names that I really like. Siwoo. I'm going to play Siwoo for sure. He is at 7,600. Oh, Siwoo. You got to love him this week. I think this is a great. Now, look, he's won here before, obviously, but Siwoo.
Wait a minute. You haven't met Siwoo yet, have you?
No.
Dude, you're going to get to meet Siwoo.
I get to meet Siwoo?
Yeah, we'll meet him tomorrow or Wednesday, I guarantee you.
Oh, that is. I didn't even have I didn't think about
You're gonna
that.
get to meet him, dude. This is the side of last year when I kind of accosted him.
Here's where the chalk is, though, DB.
Oh, where's the chalk gonna be?
I got 2 spots where the chalk's gonna be. Keegan Bradley at 7,500. I think it's gonna be chalky.
Yep.
And Ricky Fowler is also gonna be chalky. I think there's going to be some chalk there around Ricky. Both of those guys at 7,500. Right smack dab in the middle, I think is where you're going to see some chalk between those 2 guys. And you know what? I feel like I'm okay with eating it. Except for, I don't know, if Keegan's like really chalky, which I don't think he will be.
You know what?
I'll be a little bit concerned.
We talked about that on the Better Sports Network show. Can I say something? I actually think I'm going to eat the Keegan chalk. I think I'm going to do it.
Of all the things that could happen to you, if you eat that chalk.
I'm so excited.
You eat that chalk and you're like munching down on it. You got white chalk coming off of your mouth.
Yeah.
And then you go into the Tilt Your Ass Off channel on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like 5 over through 8.
Oh!
See, that's what's going to happen to you. That's what's going to happen. I'm going ahead and predicting it right now.
Pat, don't you put that negativity on me.
Yeah,
listen.
I'm just telling you. If I'm eating chalk between those 2, I'm eating the Ricky Fowler chalk.
Pat, you're talking to the guy who hit Keegan Bradley when he won the Zozo, okay? You're talking to a, not lifelong, but, a significant, a dog lifelong in human years, Keegan Bradley fan. And I actually think, what if Keegan is the chalk, and then on Wednesday when everybody's doing their touty shows like us, and everybody goes, "Oh, should I play Keegan at 18%?" And everybody's like, "Oh, hell no, you don't play Keegan at 18%."
Yeah.
Would you like a stapler to your wiener?
No,
sir,
I would not like that.
And then everybody's gonna bounce off of Keegan, and I'm gonna be standing there, holding firm, standing strong. I think I'm gonna play Keegan Bradley regardless. I think I'm gonna do it. If he's 15% owned, I'll play him at 25%. I'll be a little overweight, over leverage, and I'm in. I love where everything is pointing for Keegan. I'm in.
Okay, I don't think I can be that.
I wasn't in a few hours ago. Now I'm in.
That you were in,
Now I'm in.
Okay. Do you know who I want to play for no reason at all? And there's always got to be a few people in here that you can play for no reason at all.
Okay.
Alex Noren.
Oh, no.
The first time this year I've even mentioned his name. I love Alex Noren in general.
No. He's killed me.
I don't care. I think this is like the tournament where all of a sudden Alex Noren comes out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Now, he has played well here in the past, so I'll at least give him that. But I've said it's not necessarily what we need to go by. But I think Alex Noren can play. I think we could see him just, he's going to have zero ownership. What is he going to be, like 1% owned?
No, he'll be like 3. Yeah, 2 or 3.
He's like the gut play that you don't have any. I don't have any like data or anything that I could say like. But Alex Noren is the gut play for me. All right, who else do I have?
Can I tell you a name that I've not really been on that I'm going to play now? So I mean, obviously I can give you a lot of names, and you'll be like, if I say Keegan, everybody will be like, oh no shit, DB loves Keegan. I'm playing Sahith.
Oh god.
I think I'm ready to take. I'm ready to get weird with Sahith.
You're gonna let him just spray it all over the place off the tee, and that's what you're gonna.
Yeah, I think I might.
You're gonna let that happen to you.
Well, hopefully he clubs down a little bit. Because he doesn't have to go full board here. But I kind of think I want to.
I don't even know where Sahith is.
I think he's feeling frisky. He's in the mid-7s.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Yeah, so I was eyeballing him a little bit. And then I was trying to find some names of guys who just disappointed a little bit, right? And here's another one. This guy missed the cut at the Arnold Palmer, and he missed it by 1 shot. Okay. What about old Adam Hadwin?
Yeah, well, me and Adam have a weird relationship.
I didn't know.
But I feel like this is a week for him. He makes a lot of cuts. And that's kind of where he's priced.
Yeah.
You want like a good made cut and then a potential for like a 35th place finish or something like that.
Yeah, he's played here 7 times. He's missed 2 cuts. He's got a 30th, a 29th in 2021, key year. Probably got the good side of the draw last year, finished 9th. But at the API, he had really just one bad round. Mm-hmm. Round 1 got him. He lost a little bit off the tee, which he always does. He was pretty bad on approach. He lost 2.47 shots round 1, then lost 3 shots putting, which is unheard of for Adam Hadwin. Then the very next day, he shot 2 under, gained almost 2 shots off the tee, gained a half a shot on approach, gained over a half a shot around the green, and gained almost a shot putting. Like, he just had one off day, primarily on the green, misses the cut on the number, and then that's it. So I think Hadwin, with his record here, feels like a guy who's going to hit a lot of fairways, hit a lot of green and reg. Let's roll.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Finally, I will say in this 7K range for me, I am just all over Keith Mitchell.
Yeah.
Keith Mitchell is one of my favorite plays in here. Yeah. He's 7,400.
We'll talk to him Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, we should. He's just in excellent form, with the T4 at Pebble Beach. He, made the cut, Phoenix Open, T42, 5th at the Genesis, top 25 last week at the API. Really kind of a sneaky top 25, I think, because he wasn't doing all that much, but still in that field, pretty good. And you get him again this week. Has a sort of a mixed history here, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. He's had some good finishes mixed in with some bad ones, but I think Keith Mitchell, just the way he's playing right now, is fantastic, and I do like him. So there you
go. You talked about Tommy Ladd.
He was who I talked about first.
Yeah, I think I
said he was calling me, and somebody in the chat said if he's calling you, hang up the phone.
No, I think he's calling both of us. I think we're going to 3-way Tommy. Mm-hmm. On the phone, like a 3-way call. He's calling me too. Calling me, Tommy. Call me. Hello? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy. Oh, yeah.
I'll play you. Yeah,
we'll man. Put you in the lineup. We'll come along. Ball striking was good at API. The putting was pretty lackluster, but got a great record here at TPC, and the cankles should hold up well in the wind.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, sure. Sounds good. I'll see you then. Yeah, I'm in on Tommy Ladd.
Good. Okay. Agreement
there. Any other? I don't want to name everybody, but you know who I'm effing done with is Gary Woodland. I kind of got suckered into Gary Woodland last week, and I'm not. I shouldn't have done it, and I did it. I'm out on that guy for a long time. Long time.
When
Never.
Is
The answer is never.
anybody out there, like, you know how like you're kind of like the Siwoo whisperer, maybe the Keegan whisperer?
Yeah.
Is anybody the Gary Woodland whisperer? Like, does anybody take him when it's the right time?
Yeah. Miss Cleo. Like, if you can tell if you're a fortune teller, you get Gary Woodland right. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't even think Gary Woodland gets Gary Woodland right. I guarantee you, Gary, plenty of times is like steps on the first tee of a tournament. He's like, I'm feeling good. I'm about to crush these MFers. And then before you know it, he's trunk slamming. Can't stand it. So over it. All right. I'm eating the Keegan chalk. I'm doing that. Also, there's some names in here. We can't name them all, but there's some names in here that I normally don't play and I'm interested in. Hit me up in the Nut Hut. Let's talk about it. Yeah. All right. Before we get to the 6K draft, the listener event. Did you tell him?
No, I didn't have time. I was too enthralled by it. Tommy Ladd called me, so I had to talk.
Yeah. Let me see because I'm going to forget the details. We are having a listener meetup. It is happening. I'm excited about it. Where did I write it up? I'm trying to find it. I got a lot of papers right here. Where did I thought I put it somewhere. Oh, no, here it is. Okay. So we had Golby's Cup. Everybody loved it. We're going to do something not similar, but similar. Okay. And this is going to be a limited offering. 20 people max can do this thing. And we're very grateful for the King and Prince Resort and Golf Club in St. Simons Island, Georgia, right there where they play like the near where they play the RSM Classic, down there in Sea Island. They're giving us a 2-night package with 2 rounds of golf at the King and Prince. So it's going to be a smaller, intimate feel. You're going to get intimate with me and Pat. Mm-hmm. We're going to play a couple rounds of golf. We're going to have a couple good meals together, some drinks. We're going to have fun, okay? But it's going to be a little more laid back, less structured than maybe Golby's Cup was. And again, only opening it up to the first 20 people. There's a lot of information about this in the Nut Hut. I'll make sure I repost that. But there's single occupancy and double occupancy rooms available for both the resort and the hotel nearby, ranging from double occupancy at the hotel is $699 for the week per person, and then goes all the way up to single occupancy at the King and Prince Resort for $1,200 a person. And again, that is just your lodging and your golf. Food and beverage is on you for the rest of the week. So starting at $699 per person, going up to $1,200 a person roughly is what we're talking about. That's that's double occupancy situation. We also have single occupancy, like I said. If you are interested, email us, info@tourjunkies.com, info@tourjunkies.com. Just email us and say, hey, I'm interested. It's not going to commit you to anything. We're still working on getting the payment situation sorted out. So we'll be able to take that for you. But, like I said, golf, drinks by the fire pit, dinner with the gang, drunken DB and Pat fights potentially, and just a good time. Kind of a buddies trip vibe. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're in, you need to email us, info@tourjunkies.com, very, very quickly. You'll save some money if you bring somebody with you and you do the double occupancy room and you guys are cool staying together. You'll save some money that way. But it's a good rate. The rates are better than what they're advertised on their website. We're getting a discount from the King and Prince on this. It's going to be fun. It's April 21st through April 23rd. So we've got a little over a month. Towards the end of April 21st through the 23rd, limited to 20 people. Let us know if you are in or if you have any questions. That's the event. And hopefully if it goes well, we'll do some more in the fall. Okay, 6K draft. You ready?
Yes.
Last week's 6K draft continues to crush people.
I mean, this thing is like it's the hottest new thing out there.
People. I mean, if you're not taking your 6K player pool from our 6K draft, you are sucking, okay? Because last week, this is what we did. We had only 2 players miss the cut, Joseph Bramlett and Alex Smalley. We had Ben Taylor finish T53. Mm-hmm. Adam Schenk, who was the family sweat bet. We got a new one of those rocking this week, thanks to our friends at the Leaderboard app. That will be announced on the betting show. Adam Schenk finished T31, so close to the top 20. Somebody would have got paid. Justin Suh finished T24. And Ben Griffin kept on rolling, T14. So we had 2 guys in the top 25, a T31, a T53, and only 2 missed cuts.
Yeah.
Crushing it.
It's been amazing.
All right. you started last week.
Okay.
I'm starting this week. And I'm going to start cheap. You ready? This is one of the cheapest guys that I'm digging. He is crushing it tee to green on Pete Dye courses. Great putter. Really good. Well, decent putter. Really good around the greens. Plenty long. Actually has a decent record at the Players. He's coming off a 29th at the Honda, 14th at the Waste Management, 37th at Torrey Pines. Played here twice. In 2021, he finished 22nd. That's key. Last year, he finished 50th, but who cares because it's 2022. His name is Dylan Fratelli. It's $6,200. That's how confident I am in Dylan Fratelli, the South African. He's playing well. I like it at 6,200. He allows you to do a whole lot up top if you want it. I think he's at least going to give you that made cut. But I think he's got some serious upside too.
All right, I can't argue with you there. I like the fact that you're giving us a guy that can help you fit in some of these higher price guys that we need to have in our lineups. So I'm going to start with a guy that I'm just going to keep going with Justin Suh. I mean, 6,600.
Yeah, ride him.
Look, the guy is one of the best drivers in this field. He is number one, by the way, in good drives gained in this field. Look at the recent results have been just amazing. Top 25 last week, T5 at the Honda, T40 at the Genesis. So I think Justin Suh is another one we just plug in again at 6,600.
Okay. I'm going to go a little bit off the beaten path here. Okay. We're going to get a lot of 6K questions. We'll get a lot of 6K questions in the Wednesday night chat, or Ben will. So I'm going to go off the beaten path because I could give you some normal names that I would say regularly. But tonight I'm going to give you a guy who finished, I think, 14th at the Arnold Palmer, if I remember correctly. And it's one of those courses where, you got to have some history around Bay Hill. You got to know your way around. It's a weird event,
Mm-hmm.
You got to know where to hit the where the cutoff of the dog legs and the not missing the water.
Yeah, those things.
You got to know all that stuff, right? Well, this guy said, bump you. I don't have to know shit because I'm awesome. And he finished 14th. And you know what he did? He gained strokes off the tee, gained strokes on approach, gained strokes around the green, and gained strokes putting. He gained strokes everywhere. Ryan Fox, the New Zealander, the Kiwi, Mr. Ryan Fox. He's just super talented. He's $6,700. The guy has won multiple times on the DP World Tour, Alfred Dunhill Links, Ras Al Khaimah, ISPS Honda, whatever that is. He's just won all over the world. He's a stud. He's done good in majors. He hits it a mile. I don't care that he's not played the Players. I don't care. He's just super talented, way too talented to be $6,700. Ryan Fox.
Okay. Well, look, I think this one's easy, DB. I think this is an easy one, and you know what that means? It's probably not going to be that easy. But Johnny Vegas,
love this.
6,800.
I'm so glad you said him.
Absolutely a huge fan of him. I mean, look, this is a guy that if you just want boxes checked, he's 12th in ball striking in this field, top 31 in strokes gained approach, top 25 in par 5 scoring. He has got a
great record here.
Got a great record here on this golf course. Has made a lot of cuts over the last few years. And then you just look at his recent results. I mean, they're good. T21 at the Honda, T56 at the Genesis, T23 at the Phoenix Open. So, 2 top 30s, really 2 top 25s in his last 3 events. Johnny Vegas at 6,800. I love him as one of our 6K plays, DB.
Absolutely love that. Okay. Johnny Vegas is a lock for me in that 6K range. All right, I got 2. I have to give a bonus. Let me just say this because he's so near and dear to my heart. I think the easy thing for me to say would be $6,900 Kurt Kitayama. Here, Kitty.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be the easy thing. It would be easy. And listen, I hope people go, oh, man, first-time winner on the PGA Tour, going to be a hangover situation. He's never played the Players. I'm out. Which would make sense if he were, 8,200.
Yeah.
But at 6,900, I think we keep rolling with Kitayama. But I'm not going to – I'm not – that's too easy, I think.
Yeah.
That's too easy. But I did the sleepers video last week. Both players did fantastic. In fact, I think I had one finish like 30-something. And then this guy, who was in the sleepers video at 6K and 3% ownership, finished T8. And I think that there's been a little change that might have helped this guy kind of come out of a rut.
Mm-hmm.
Davis, Riley, is the play at $6,500.
People in the chat should have listened to him. We were talking him up.
Talked him up.
Yeah.
In this field, this stacked field, a guy who's 6,500 in the last 24 rounds is 15th in the field in strokes gained approach. Is that an important stat this week?
I believe it is.
Yeah, it's about as important as bringing your golf clubs to the golf course. Yeah. Okay, very, very important. What did he do at the Arnold Palmer? Well, he gained strokes off the tee, he gained strokes approach, he gained strokes around the green, he gained strokes putting. He did it all. I don't believe he's ever played here before, but it doesn't matter. Like I just think there's so much upside for Davis Riley, that sweet swinging, Alabama boy. No, he's never played here before, but he just got Ryan Palmer's old caddy on the bag, veteran caddy. Maybe that changeup sometimes just helps guys reset. And now we've seen him play pretty solid for, I think, the last couple of weeks in a row, right? I mean, the Honda and the API. So I think it's time to get back on Davis Riley after, a few bad tournaments. So I'll go Davis Riley.
Okay. All right. Well, DB, this is where, is it my turn?
Yeah. We have one more.
Okay. I really want to go Webb.
No,
but I think I'm not.
I'm
not.
But
the 10 birdies on Sunday this past weekend had to make you think a little bit.
Yeah, well,
had to make you
think. Listen, as a guy who made a lot of birdies yesterday, that doesn't always matter.
Well, that's true. So I'm kind of in between a couple guys here. I like Trey Mullinax, actually. Top 10, by the way, last week at the API. So I like Trey Mullinax. And then Adam Svensson. We had Joe Idoni on the Better Sports Network show. He is a big Adam Svensson fan.
Yeah, he is.
So I think I'm going to lean there and go Adam Svensson here. He's at 6,600, top 25 last week at the API, top 50 at the Honda, top 10 at the Genesis. So he's on a little bit of a good run here. A guy that I think plays shorter courses well. And I think a lot of people think of the players as just like at TPC Sawgrass is such a beast of a course. And it is, because it's so difficult. But it's not necessarily that long. Okay,
no, it's not.
And Adam Svensson, I think, is better in a shorter golf course. Just a fantastic player. He's cheap, 6,600. I like him in our lineup this week.
All right, that's the 6K draft. Ryan Fox, Justin Suh, Dylan Fratelli, Johnny Vegas, Davis Riley, and Adam Svensson. That's the DraftKings DFS show. Check out the betting show with special guest Lisa Ann making a tremendous appearance on the show. Check that out. Let's have a great week. We'll be at Sawgrass. Get in the Nut Hut. Get in the Discord. That's where all the intel is going to get. Ben, Chalk Bomb Ben doing the Wednesday night live chat. It's going to be a great week. May your screens be green. See you. Out!